I got woke up by a pack of coyotes. We're just gonna have to leave them locked in. It is her time. I'm not waiting for Butcher Day on that one. Kind of feels like this whole breeding plan isn't working out so well. Morning, Prince. Prince here is going to a new home today. So a friend of ours are coming to get him. They don't have a rooster in their flock, and we no longer need him because our cockerels are maturing and starting to breed, so he is no longer necessary for us. Hopefully he enjoys his new home and he works out well for them. Good morning. Please excuse my cold voice here. As you just heard, this duck started sneezing a lot, so she and her friend actually got moved over here. Actually, we only kept the birds locked in for I think 2 days because the ducks were really dirtying the goat water a lot, and DeMille's actually stopped drinking and stopped eating because of it, so I had to let him back out. We actually just this morning published that video about the coyotes being next door and trying to protect the flock. Last night I got woke up, I think it was around 2:30 in the morning, by a pack of coyotes really close to the house. I think they were probably just in this field over there, or maybe even in the neighbor's driveway. If you've never heard a pack of coyotes howling, it is bone chilling. It is the most spooky sound. And yeah, so that woke me up. Very loud, very close. They were close enough that when I turned on these lights on the back of the house, they immediately stopped. So yeah, that was not cool. And then about an hour later, this duck just started quacking really loud and nonstop. She didn't sound like she was in distress or anything, just quacking for no good reason. I wouldn't stop until I came to the living room window and shined a flashlight out here just to make sure that there wasn't any coyotes around. Yeah, since there clearly were coyotes around, and since I'm not going to be home in the evenings all week to lock everybody up early, we're just going to have to leave them locked in to the runs this week. Sneezing again. So I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to keep the ducks from going into the goat side and messing up the water. But yeah, definitely going to be locking them in. But first I got to feed them. And then this girl, she's got to go. Because, yeah, she's been sneezing a lot. I don't know why. She was a couple weeks ago. She got over it. But then as soon as we put them all together, she started sneezing again, and she won't stop. So I don't know if she's sick or what, but don't want her making anybody else sick. And she just won't shut up. She's just too loud, quacking in the middle of the night like that, and every single morning at the break of dawn. So, it is her time. I'm not waiting for Butcher Day on that one. So while these guys are finishing up their breakfasts, I have a couple ideas for how to keep the ducks in here, but still let the chickens over to the goat side. So over here I've got, this is part of an old baby gate that we don't use anymore because we don't have any babies. And then this is actually a dog kennel divider that I don't think we have ever used. So we're gonna see which one fits in this doorway here between the two and heavily zip tie it so the chickens can jump over, but the ducks cannot, because ducks don't really jump. So that's the plan. The biggest issue, honestly, is going to be these guys trying to push it over. I'm thinking probably the baby gate is going to be the best bet because it will definitely be able to span across the door and then some. Whereas I'm not sure the other one will even fit in the doorway. Might be too small. So we'll see. Okay. Dog gate first. This would be ideal because I don't care if it's outside and gets rusty or whatever, but yeah, that is definitely not going to fit. So I was afraid of that. Baby gate it is, and honestly it already has a little bit of rust on it, so it's not a huge deal, but that will stand it right nice. Not as much as I thought it would. This is a bigger doorway than I realized, but enough that we can zip it in place. And hopefully these goons won't knock it over. We'll see. I only got about 8 zip ties on it, and it's pretty solid, so hopefully that's enough to hold up to these guys. Now we can open that. The chickens can jump over. Goats can try to climb over. And then, but the ducks won't be able to get through. At least that's the idea. What do you think? Are you gonna try to break that down? Huh? And since the ducks are going to be locked in here, probably going to get kind of bored, and since it needs cleaned out anyways, it's just about out of water, I might actually bring their little pond in here for them. It'll make a huge muddy mess, but I don't think they'll care. You saw me put up this gate yesterday, so how's it working? Well, you don't belong in here. Well, the gate is keeping the ducks from getting into the goat side of the pen. So it's working in that sense. But chickens aren't jumping over into the goat's pen like I thought. I did manage to coax one by putting like the ramp on it and calling her in, and I thought others would follow, and they didn't. And then apparently Daisy used said ramp to get over into their side. So that's not really working the way I had planned for it to, because there's still a lot of birds in here and none over here where all the space is. Apparently there were 2 chickens over here at some point. Goldie and Blue both have been out in the yard today, so they both jumped over. I don't know, maybe they came in here first and then went out. I don't know. I will share one bit of, I guess you call it, news. This morning when I came in to let all the chickens out, I usually just come in here into the chicken side really briefly, just to collect the duck eggs that are on the floor and put them in a nest box so they don't get like kicked around and stuff. And right over here under the nest box I found one of our pullets. So yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Unfortunately, it was the black silver Moran's pullet. Of course, it's never the ones that you don't care about. Like if it was one of those Prince babies that I don't even know what they are, you know, that wouldn't have bothered me so much. But it was the black silver Moran's pullet. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea. She had a little bit of blood on her face, but not enough for a fatal injury. So I don't know if somebody broke her neck. I have no idea. But so she's gone. And it wasn't like super recent, so I couldn't harvest her because I didn't know how long she'd been there. But so yeah, that stinks. We're back to Jenny being our only black silver Moran's hen. Kind of feels like this whole breeding plan isn't working out so well.